Hello.
Hey everybody, we are live
from the comfy chair in D&G Explorers' house. Today is May 29th. May 29th on Wednesday.
Excuse me.
How is everyone today? You can see Greg's a little bit under the weather, so hopefully he'll make it through
I don't
the
think
show.
they can see that, but I sound a little nasally, and I just cough a little bit, but I'm getting better, so it's just, whoops, it's just one of those stupid little colds that come along.
So welcome everyone. We do have some special guests here with us today. Joining us for the first time, you guys introduce yourselves.
Hey, we are Pepper Tree Villa.
Hi, everybody. I'm Doug.
And I'm Arnie. It's great to be here.
Yeah, thank you, Derick and Greggory, for sharing this time with you.
All I can say is your hat.
And you're welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you. First. Secondly, your hat is awesome.
Thank you.
Very cool.
Yeah, we've been looking for
We're gonna
with
make one ourselves at some point.
with the little D&G Explorers in the front, but so far we haven't quite figured that out, how to do that yet, but very cool. I love it. Greg, if you want to welcome the people that are here today.
Sure, with my nasally voice. So we have Vivian Clark Nicholson, Kat Rose, Sherry Siku, Steve's World, Bob and Ashley, MGM Traveling, Uper Wisdom Videos, Disney Nerd Herders, Roz Merrill, Ruth Voorhees, Heather Young, JB Loves Disney, and so far I think I got everybody so far. So thank you for coming on board with us.
And I think everyone who was at the More Sunshine video, which was our live show, which was just before us, have jumped over. So
and
thank
then
you.
More Sunshine, please, with Jim just came on too. And hopefully he'll be signing in too.
Jim, were you having issues coming on? Let us know if you want to text me. I can resend the link if we have to.
George B just came on.
Welcome, George. A little bit about us, if you guys don't know us. I'm Derick.
And I'm Greggory.
If you forget our names, I'm Little Explorer.
Gosh, you always do that. And I'm Big Explorer. I don't know how to take that, but okay.
So we our show tonight is going to be about Disney cruises. So all of us have sailed on the Disney Magic. Pepper Tree Villa went on it 2005, 2008. Am I right with those dates?
Correct.
And so it's going to be interesting, kind of discuss how Disney might change their cruises over time, because we went on it last year. So it'll be interesting to kind of compare and just generalization Disney cruises. So if you guys have any questions about Disney cruises, we will definitely do our best to help you. I know we have some other people that are in here that can help us with questions. In fact, Moments That Matter Travel is here.
I was just going to say they're on here, but they're saying they said, hi, D&G Explorers, happy to be here tonight. I'm looking forward to Disneyland Galaxy's Edge dedication tonight, 8:20 p.m. Pacific on the Disney Parks blog. I thought it was tomorrow.
It's tonight.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, so
it's during our show. I'm sorry.
No, no, 8:20 Pacific.
8:20 Pacific, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we'll talk a little bit about
So it'll be later for them, okay, for everybody back east.
All right, so we might not have Jim joining us. So Jim, you are more than welcome to join us.
Nurse Nancy's here, and Lucy Murray is here.
All right, welcome, guys. So moderators, if you can just help us out moderating, you guys always do a great job. If you can help welcoming all of our guests that we have coming in today, so thank you so much. We are drinking to honor our guests. We are drinking out of our Disney mugs.
Oh, those are super cute.
Those are great.
Yeah, those are cool. So
I'm just drinking water.
Dilly.
He's drinking ginger ale.
Yeah, my stomach doesn't feel too good right now either, so I'm drinking lemonade ginger ale. But for all purposes of the show, dilly.
And Traveling, I don't know if I said them earlier.
Lucy Murray, did you say hi to Lucy?
I thought I did.
Disney World Adventures. Welcome, Chris. All right, guys.
Welcome, everybody.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. So our one news that we're going to talk about, and then we're going to move it over to Pepper Tree Villa.
I only have one news.
One news. I'm going to shorten it because I wanted to do some more research on the other one. I didn't feel comfortable with it. So, did you want to read it, Greg, or do you want me to read it?
You can go ahead and read it, please.
Okay. So
I don't know if I agree with it, but I'll share my thoughts after.
Jim, I'll resend you the link. We'll do this little news thing, and then while these guys are discussing their channel, I'll send that back over to you. So 1 second there. So it was announced yesterday that the Titanic II is going to be sailing again. So if you guys aren't sure what's going
on, it hasn't sailed yet.
It will, yes, but in a sense, the original one didn't have a good result. But
not the same.
The Titanic II will set sail in 2022. It will follow the same route from Southampton to New York as the original ship. So some of that's a little scary. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I don't know if I want to go on the same ship with the same name going on the same route.
Are they sailing in April?
That I don't know. It probably just depends when the ship's ready to go. It will boast modern day features because I know they were talking about it was going to be as close as they could to get to what was during that time.
Modern stuff.
Yeah, and it will have much more up-to-date safety features and navigation technology. So obviously it has to do that. The interior of the part of the Titanic II will set sail. Oh, sorry. They are going to have almost an identical replica of that famous staircase. But I'm seeing what it says on time. It just says, and in a tribute to the original ship, the Titanic II will be sailing on the same route as a liner, which sank in 1912, as we know what happened to it. So that'll be interesting. This ship will carry 2,400 passengers,
Wow,
900 crew. So that's actually about the same size as the Disney Wonder. So Disney Wonder is actually Disney's smallest ship.
Well, it'll be the same size as the original Titanic, but my thoughts on it are it shouldn't happen. I don't think they should have done it. And I just think to be respectful to everyone that lost their lives on that ship. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be beautiful with the grand staircase and everything. If anything, make it like a museum walkthrough where it's permanently docked, but not an actual voyaging ship. My feeling is I don't think I'd want to go on it. I don't.
What do you guys think in chat? If you guys want to put in there what you guys think, or is it a chance to give it a second chance and to give it a good sailing?
Well, there's a lot of factors in why it happened.
I like Ruth's response.
Also, Juan Rodriguez, welcome. Some other people came in. We got Robert from Life with Favor, welcome. And so Tweety is here. If we missed anyone, I apologize. I don't know if he said JBL loves or JB loves Disney. So welcome, guys.
I think I did.
Right.
Just to give you, because I have a lot of documentaries on the Titanic, and actually it's a little known fact, but they did say that there was a fire down at the bottom of the ship where actually the iceberg hit it. So it actually weakened the metal, because fire and metal kind of don't go together. But they didn't report it, or they didn't really take heed of that. So they put the fire out and everything, and they went along with the voyage and along with the speed and everything. And the iceberg hitting it already had the weakened metal, so that's why it went through. They said if it had not been weakened, it probably wouldn't have happened that way. But I didn't even know about a fire until all these other documentaries came out.
That happened while it was in dock.
Yeah,
right?
This is before it even set sail, and they just dismissed it and didn't really make a big thing of it. But they should have. They should have made a big thing.
And it looks like a lot of people are agreeing that they don't think they should do it. All right, so we are going to turn it over to our two buddies here that we are California buddies. So there's a few of us YouTubers. Most of them, I think, are from the East Coast. So it's always nice to have someone close. Plus, we have close relations in terms of where you used to live in that. So that's always cool. Mm-hmm. But you guys, so those who might not know you guys, a little bit about why you guys started your channel, a little bit about your channel, just to get a little bit more insight about you guys.
Okay, I'll go ahead and start.
yeah.
Well, again, we're Pepper Tree Villa. This is Doug. I'm Arnie. And we initially started the channel just as a way to share recipes of in the kitchen and our Christmas trees. We've had a lot of requests from family and friends that said, hey, we couldn't make it to your house. Can you put it online somewhere so we can see what you did? So we started a small YouTube channel, or so we thought it was small. And now it's starting to grow, but We initially put up Christmas trees and then started posting recipes for like Instant Pot, and we want to do some baking things. But it initially started that way, but then all of a sudden we thought, hey, why don't we do a little bit more? We really do like Disney, so let's try that. Some baking things, but then all of a sudden, so thought, hey, why don't we do a little bit more? We really do like Disney, so.
Jim, we're having playback from you. Sorry.
Yeah, there was all Southern playback, and it freaked us out.
Welcome, Jim. I'm sorry, guys.
Yes,
continue.
welcome, Jim.
Oh yeah, technology.
So yeah, anyway, it just kind of like started small with just helping out friends and family to see what we were doing at our house. And we just call our house the Villa.
Well, I think it also started to go back. It was like, why not? It's we cut the cord back in April of 16 or 15.
16.
And then we have the Apple TV. And one thing led to another. We started just watching a lot of YouTube. And because, you know, don't have normal cable. And then we started watching YouTube. And then I got the Instant Pot. And then I started following stuff because I follow so much foodie stuff on Facebook on my phone. And then we started following some people. Oh, and I love Vintage Recipe. And it was Bethany, who was really, we looked at her and
that's right. What was her channel called?
The vintage something or another. And we looked at each other and we're like, we could do this. Why is everybody else doing this and making money? And they're, you know, hers was high production value. But we started watching some more, started following some people, and we started seeing some people do it. And then one thing led to another. We're like, because we cook so much, everybody's like, can you show that? Can you do this?
And then with Bethany on Making It Modern. That was her channel, Making It Modern.
She thinks she's from the 1950s. And I mean, it was really cool. Her videos were really great. And then we started following others, and we're like, you know, cool, we could do this. Oh, this is a cool idea. This is a cool idea. You know how when you watch something that somebody else does, and you're like, you know, not really jumping on the bandwagon, but you know you could do this because you have your own flavor that you can bring to it. So and then, like I said, the Instant Pot thing came, and then everybody asked us, why don't you put some of this stuff up? Can you show this? And because nobody knew what to do. And we just created some videos, and then one thing led to another. And then that's when it was forced upon, why don't you guys create a channel and really put it up? And that's how that really happened.
Yeah, so
it's really cutting the cord, and we just watched a lot of video.
It really did start with cutting the cord so that we didn't have any cable anymore.
And
you guys have grown really fast. So awesome job on that. How was it when you did your first video? What was like, were you guys afraid? You know, what was that hurdle to do that?
Awkward. I'm not a performance person. I don't like, you know, being recorded. I guess there's a lot of things that I don't want to be in the camera or the spotlight. He's been performing, and you've been in performance on stage all of your life.
Yeah.
So you're kind of a little bit more natural. So when we said we were going to do it, we're like, okay, we just put up our iPhones because we record everything on our iPhones. And then that was kind of like how that happened. It was awkward. We ad-libbed it, and then recently we're now scripting everything.
Yeah, we're doing scripts and even a teleprompter now so that we can read so it's easier to do.
Because you're awkward because you're like, okay, are you ready? Okay, hi, now we're going to try this, and you're stumbling and you're mumbling, and there's some authenticity there, but it's also kind of dorky.
And you know, editing can only do so much.
And it streamlines it. So you get the one take, you get it clean, you can cut it, you can put it in the film, and you're off and putting it in. So
one thing that's really going to help you guys is going live. And you guys do that now every Thursday. That helps out because like for us, when we filmed, we would film like every 3 months. And out of those 3 months, when we would film, we would probably get 10 videos out of it. Then it would be another 3-4 months before we would video. So we were never constantly getting used to being in front of the camera, the energy, just everything, being comfortable in front of it. When we started going live August of last year, that helped. We were terrified at first, and then you get over it and you feel more comfortable.
I'm like that too.
Yeah, it shows in the videos too, because you're used to being in front of the camera and talking, so you're a lot more. It's just a lot more natural. So the more you do that, a lot of because I lived by these little cards. Now I only do them just for some information if I want to share with it. But before it was everything. Okay, after this we're going to talk about this and blah 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 blah. And have all these bullet points. But I'm also someone who likes to plan excessively too.
Oh, you're pathologically planner, like doing stuff. That's cool.
This I'll show you. This is for our. You'll see it coming up on one of our videos. This is coming up on our Norwegian escape, and all these little tags are from our days of the trip. So I lay them out kind of like you're playing, what is that, solitaire, with all the different lines by day, and I have all the activities that we're doing per day. So you'll see a little bit more.
I used to make fun of them for that, but actually it is a good idea because you can like move things around and say, oh, we don't have time for this day, but we'll move it to this day. And then you don't have to like rewrite stuff out. You just move your cards around. So.
I did that about 2 months ago, and our cruise still is in September.
Oh my God.
Well, Derick, I'll tell you this, that's very Walt Disney, because he did storyboards for everything. So it wasn't just his movies and TV he was creating. They do it for attractions. And I mean, they storyboard every act. And even to this day, when we saw it with Pixar, and then there was, I was got to send you the link to that one about Alice in Wonderland attraction.
Yeah, it just makes sense to storyboard your vacation.
We do the exact same thing too, even when it's non-Disney.
I even have it what I'm going to wear by day too. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I'm just going to go over really quick on some.
Is it time for?
No, I'm going to go over other people that came in real quick.
We're going to do
well, just really quick. I think I left off Lucy Murray, Arving to Disney, Robert from Life with Favor, Juan Rodriguez, Ruth Voorhees. Let me see. Nurse Nancy, Pusa Studios.
Oh, welcome.
Nice.
Okay.
TV2. Anybody? So Tweety, Disney Nerd
right?
Herders. Yeah.
Rachel.
Where?
I think I saw Rachel. Yep, Rachel.
Oh, DisLyfeOfOurs. Thank you. And I said Disney Nerd Herders and AJC Magic TV. I don't know how far up I went. Brian Udding, George B. I think Katie Burr. I think I got everybody so far.
Katie Burr is.
And now it's time.
Well, wait, not yet. Katie Burr was on our Bliss cruise, and she's from Hawaii. Remember?
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that was cool.
Yeah,
really cool to still keep in touch with people that we were on the Bliss cruise with.
And we have Jim ready.
We have Jim.
He's all ready to go.
What time is it, Jim?
It's time for a chat check.
Check. Brought to you by More Sunshine, please.
More sunshine, please.
Dilly dilly.
Pass in the air, dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly.
So, Jim, I know you just came off of your live show, but welcome.
A really good show.
Just in case someone might not know you, introduce yourself.
I'm Jim. My channel's More Sunshine, please. Don't talk a lot about cruising. My channel's more Walt Disney World centric, but I enjoy watching your cruise shows, and that's why I'm here right now. But thank you. I just was on live before you, but I'm usually on Tuesdays at 7:30. But technical difficulties and whatnot led me to have a show. You suggested I go on before you guys, so thank you for that. So I did, and here I am now. I'm here mainly to facilitate any questions that come for you guys. So that's what I'll be doing. Occasionally, I'll yell chat check at the top of my lungs. But for the most part, if somebody's got a question, I'll pass it on to you guys.
So if you guys haven't seen his live shows, our technology is, so, as you can see Jim's screen behind him.
Here it is.
A lot more
We're not
theatrical
We're not technological advanced. Yet.
Well, when we have guests on our show, we can't. We're limited to just.
You guys don't need all the gimmicks. I need the gimmicks.
borrow his brand here. More sunshine, please.
All right, so let's look at the chat and see what kind of questions that we have coming on.
I don't know if we had any questions. JB loves Disney. Oh my, Gregory, you need a hot toddy and knock that cough right out. Yes, thank you. It's all in my nose and my coughing, but thank you. I'm trying to fight it and get rid of it fast.
Orlando Parks Rover is here. Hey, welcome. Now, it's so cool because one of our things that we really want to do is introduce the Disney community to cruising, to really to see a different side, as well as the other way around, the cruising community to Disney. And Kevin from Orlando Parks Rover is now really into, because of our videos, because of Bob and Ashley's videos and some others. He's been on other cruise chats. So it's really cool to see him, and it's really cool for people to get interested in cruising because they are so much fun. It really is what you make of it, but it's so cool to see things like that happening. Robert from Life with Favor says, what cruises do you have planned? Robert, very good question. So we have 5 cruises planned through 2021. We said we were going to take it easy. So guess what? We booked 5 cruises through 2021. So the next one is coming up on the NCL Escape. It's going to be in September. We are actually going on the same cruise as Cruising with Wills. So it wasn't planned that we're not a group cruise or anything, but we will definitely meet up with them and have great chat and have some fun, possibly go live with them. And then the next cruise, it was supposed to be in November, but we had to back it up a little bit. So during the Super Bowl in February, we're going on the Disney Fantasy. So it's our round 2 of Norwegian versus Disney, because we just completed a Disney cruise and a Norwegian cruise. And then in 2020, we are doing our own group cruise. We only have, well, I won't say we have 2, because February 2020 is the Disney Fantasy. But we are going on the biggest ship in the world. So we are doing that on the Symphony of the Seas, September 26th, I believe, 2020, out of Miami. So if you guys are interested in doing a group cruise with us, we can definitely send you that information. We'll put the email link in this video at the end of it, so we can send you that information on it. So the benefit of doing that is you can save as much as $300 to $500 depending on your room doing the group rate than what you would do by paying it on your own. So that's one of the benefits of it. And then in February, I think it's the 20th or 21st, we are going to be joining Robert and Favor from Life with Favor. I believe the 6-pack they're trying to get the 6-pack there, which is Carl and Donna Slowinski, and also Deb Dancer and Brian Dancer. And we are going to be on the Carnival Panorama. We are going on the dark side of cruise line. So
trying the Carnival for once. What I think.
The Panorama still isn't built. It's being, I think this end of this year is when it is going to do its maiden voyage. And then we are going to on an Alaska cruise. We thought we were going to end up going on the NCL Joy. We are going to go on the Encore, which is another ship, which is still in the process of being built. We are going to go on the Encore in the summer of 2021, and to celebrate someone's birthday. And so by the end of that, we'll be on 3 Disney cruise, 3 Norwegian cruise, a Royal Caribbean cruise, and a Carnival cruise. So we are excited, and we hope you guys join us through all of our experiences with that.
It'll be my birthday cruise. So it'll be a special birthday cruise. I've always wanted to go to Alaska. I almost said Antarctica. That'd be cool if there was a cruise to Antarctica, but that'd be pretty cold. But yeah, Alaska. So I'm looking forward to that too. I'm looking forward to all of them.
All right. We also have Disney Nerd Herders ask, do you guys force yourselves to work out while on cruises, or is it all relaxation? Last cruise was the only cruise that we made ourselves work out.
We walked and ran a little bit. I don't like running on the whatever you call it, the top of the ship, the track, because it's still a little slippery, especially going early in the morning. They hose everything down, and it was raining. My shoes didn't have really good traction to begin with because they were older shoes. But for me, I don't think it's really safe to do that. Because I don't want to get hurt on my vacation, of course. They hear too many horror stories about that. But yeah, we did use the gym a couple of times, and that was a lot of fun. and it actually had a nice view of the ocean, which you never get at a normal gym. So why not do it then?
I think we'll do it on for the most part all of our cruises because it was fun to do that and exercise. We have Eric Gibbons asked, do you ever find when the cruise line offers $50 for reserving a cabin is not really $50? Carnival did this recently. And you're right, that was during the time when we booked the Panorama because it did say $50. But from what we found out is it depends what ship you're going on. And since the Panorama is a newer ship, they bumped up the cost on it. And also it might be effect of what level you are in terms of status. If you're a higher level, they might give you a lower, but I know they had said it was a newer ship. So we had to pay, I think ours was $250. So it wasn't the normal $500 that Carnival normally asks for.
Allison Cece asks, what is the one thing do you recommend doing on the Disney Fantasy? I'm actually sailing on it about 40 hours. We haven't been on the Disney Fantasy. Have you guys been on it?
No, we haven't.
Both of ours are Disney Magic, and we stayed in the exact same stateroom on both cruises, both times. I know that's really weird, but we did.
DisLyfeOfOurs has been on the Fantasy, so maybe they can answer that question for you in the chat.
The Disney Fantasy is Disney's newest ship. We'll go over through the dates of when they were constructed and the maiden voyage on it. But we were on the Dream, which is a sister ship to the Disney Fantasy. The Fantasy is part of the Dream class family. It is a bigger ship. We loved the Dream. The one thing we were disappointed, it was only a 3-night cruise. The one thing that we would say is explore the ship, because when we got off the ship, we realized there was so many things.
We didn't even see half of the Disney Dream.
So then that's part of the fun, exploring. There are so many different areas of it. When you first get on the ship, I'm not sure if you've sailed on another Disney ship, you have basically open house. And we thought it was fun to go into all the areas that you aren't normally allowed to after they sail, which is like the kids areas, because they have some really cool kids areas. And they're in different age groups. You can go through the spa. So it's cool on the first day to investigate those themselves, and they also have tours depending on when you come into the ship. They have one of the guides that can walk you through it. Also, you'll have if you haven't been on it before, this is a personal navigator that Disney gives, like other cruise lines have, and it basically tells you everything that you're going to be that you can expect. So for all ages, this was. I'm not sure what date this was. This is a welcome aboard one. So some really good information on it. It tells you what restaurants are there, when the shows are, what days the shows are. So that's good. If it's not in your cabin when you first get there, you can go down to guest services and they're on the wall and you can just grab one. That's what we did on our last cruise because it wasn't in our ship. So those are good things.
Yeah, Bob and Ashley said a good thing. Use the sea days to explore, or one in a port that you're not going to get off in. So sea days are my favorite days, more than even the ports for the most part, depending on what port you're going to go to. But I love the sea days, just being out on the sea, and those are the best times just to relax and walk through the ship and see what you can explore throughout the ship and everything, and discover in there. So that's a good time to do it. Or if you're not going to get off the ship on the port, do it that day too, because then there's not that many people in the ship, hopefully, more than likely, and you can see everything then as well.
Disney Nerd Herder says, when it comes to Disney ships, are the newest ships the largest, and are bigger ships better in general? We'll go over the stats on that, but to answer your question, yes, the newer ships are bigger. I think it's all preference, because some people like the smaller ships, because by having a smaller ship, they don't have to walk around as much. Everything's more closer to you. There's less people on there. So we'll talk a little bit with these guys, because you guys went to Castaway Cay, right?
Yes, yes, we did.
So we'll talk a little bit about that when we just start discussing, your Disney Magic cruises. Castaway Cay is Disney's own private island, and if a smaller ship goes there, there's only one ship at a time. A ship which has 2,400 passengers, like the Disney Wonder, then you compare it to the other bigger ones, which have 4,000 people on it. That means there's going to be less people on the island. So bigger ships, more things to do, more people. So it's we pretty much have been on, with exception of the Magic, we've been on big ships. We really like the big ships, and the amount of people in there, we've never really felt that we were cramped. And the only thing is when you get out of like a show, the elevators are packed, but we
just don't use the elevators.
Yeah, just use the
if you can help it.
Yeah. Pusa Studios made a comment on here.
Is that a chat check you're doing?
Yeah, kind of, but no, not yet. It says, great concept, Disney or D&G Explorers. Very smart to introduce two niches that has a crossover. Really impressed. Thank you, guys. Really impressed with your channel. If you guys haven't checked their channel out, they really do a good job of supporting other channels. So thank you guys again for joining us. We really appreciate it. So we are about halfway through this show. Before we really start going into our main topics, as people are saying, when are we going to start talking about the Disney stuff?
Well, we've been talking a little bit, but
we're going
to do our Spotlight channel.
But first, while we do that, guys, in the chat, we like to recognize other channels for everything that you do. So people who are creators, please put creators into the chat, and maybe what you guys are working on, what your next video is, or what your last video was. That way, other people that are in there, please check their channels out and support them. And we also want to thank again all of our moderators for all the job that you do.
Yes, thank you very much.
Our support channels, which is Jim for More Sunshine, Please, Bob and Ashley, DisLyfeOfOurs, who are all in here. Thank you guys so much. As well as our Power channel, which is RobFuz, who really helps us with technology. And then we also have the Spotlight channel. So Greg, the Spotlight channel is someone that we thank for helping us along the way, and we discuss a little bit about what they mean to us. So our Spotlight channel today, Greg, is?
Our Spotlight channel today is Bob and Ashley. Bob and Ashley is an awesome channel. They just got done not too long ago on the Harmony of the Seas. So
those videos are being released now.
They're hard at work with part 3 or episode 3. They also do their warehouse, Disney warehouse videos, which are a lot of fun. Well, every time I watch them, I get jealous because I want to be there and see all the stuff that they're looking at. And I told them, one day we're going to go, when we're down there, we're going to go to the warehouse. I want to go there with them. It just seems like a lot of fun. I wish we had something like that here, but I don't think we do, unfortunately. But it's
a discount section in Target.
Yeah. No, they're a positive, upbeat channel. They have a lot of fun, and we enjoy them. They're on live on Sundays at 4:30 our time, which would be 7:30 their time, Eastern time, and they're on for about an hour, sometimes a little over. So if you guys have a chance, check them out on Sundays and subscribe to them. They have a lot of awesome videos out there.
Definitely.
So thank you, Bob and Ashley, for all your hard work.
Thank you. I think it's time for another.
Oh, hang on. Here I come. Chat check.
Check brought to you by More Sunshine, Please. More Sunshine, Please. Have a zippity doo-dah day.
God.
All right, guys. So looking at our chat, we did have some more people come in. We had Anastasia. Oh, it just jumped. I think it was Dur. So welcome. Royal Reviewer is here. Hey, how's it going? I don't know if you said hi to Cargo. Welcome, Cargo. The Shep families are here. Welcome. And I thought I saw someone else that came in. Just Pamela came in. So welcome, you guys. Definitely check everyone out. Anastasia said, Love Fantasy, been on it 3 times and we'll be on it again January 25th, 2020. We will be on there right before you guys. We are on it February 1st. So we probably won't see you, but we'll be keep the fantasy warm for us because we'll be on there right after you. So that's awesome. DisLyfeOfOurs have been on the fantasy like 3 times too. So it's definitely a good ship. I'm looking forward to it. Although I think one of the statues is the Little Mermaid.
The fantasy is one of the ones that I really want to go on.
So what we mean by the statues is in the atrium, they have a statue. This is on the Dream. This is Donald Duck.
I like the Mickey one better. Though.
Yeah, this is from the Disney Magic, which is Siemens Mickey. That's really cool. I like that one. And
and they're not really heavy. They're made out of like that
foam,
that resin kind of stuff.
expensive foam.
So, okay, so we did a chat check. So there's a question.
We saw that one.
Did we already do that
Yeah, we
one?
answered that
Oh,
one.
okay.
All right, guys.
So what did you guys like about the Magic, being that you guys were just on that ship?
Well, they were in there in 2005 and 2008. So
It's
what interests you
been a
about
while. We have not. What we heard about is when Disneyland was celebrating its 50th anniversary, they did talk about that they're going to bring one to the cruise ships. And I'm like, oh, goody, goody. Here, we're on the West Coast. We don't have to schlep over to Florida and go on a cruise, because I've always thought cruising was cool. You know, you watched The Love Boat as a kid in the late 70s and the early 80s, and I always thought it was interesting, but I knew my family wouldn't do it. So when part of the celebration for Disneyland, they were going to bring the cruise to the West Coast, I looked at him and I said, let's go on a cruise. And we both never cruised before.
Yeah.
And you have a good friend that you traveled Europe.
Yeah, I have a very good friend who I traveled to Europe with one time a few years prior. And she organized everything for us on the cruise. She went ahead and booked us. And little did I know that she upgraded us without my knowledge. And we got to the cruise ship. They welcomed us aboard. Doug and I looked at each other and said, you know what? We're probably not going to do much drinking on this cruise. But as soon as we stepped on board, they said, welcome aboard, have a drink. And the first one was free. So kind of like said, okay, let's keep going. But it was a lot of fun.
It was amazing.
It was more than we expected, because it was the inaugural cruise for the Western Riviera, or the Mexican Riviera. They gave us like the hat that Doug is wearing. They also gave us scarves that said inaugural cruise 2005. It was really nice. They did a great job of welcoming everyone aboard. And it turned out that most people on that particular cruise had never been on Disney Cruise Line before. So everything was a surprise. From the moment we stepped on board, heard the little chime in the room, and then also the air horn blasting When You Wish Upon a Star, we had smiles on our faces the whole time.
We didn't. I mean, you're so used to the parks, and they didn't, and you're so used to the hospitality and the customer service of what Disney. I think the cruise line elevates the detail and the customer service by factors of hundreds. And I'm not exaggerating. I have a tendency of over exaggerating. The cruise line just puts Disney on a different level, and now it's the bar that a lot of other cruise lines, I guess, now want to replicate. But once we went on that, we're like, we loved the ship. You know, we went on a few of the excursions, but we just loved it. We just thought it was just so amazing, and you felt so special.
Gregory, like you, we really loved the days at sea. Just being on the ship and experiencing everything aboard the ship was fantastic.
It's more for us as the voyage than the destination. So I wouldn't mind doing a repositioning across the Atlantic, because you don't get off the ship, or you're on it for almost 2 weeks. I have no problem being held in a place for 2 weeks at sea and not seeing anything else and just being on a ship. I know I would not have a problem with that. I would love it, actually. They do the repositioning across the Atlantic. That would be cool.
Some people do a little bit stir crazy because they don't see land for that long.
I see. I wouldn't have a problem. I would love to lounge, try the different, just hang out. We got upgraded to a veranda, and Perky, who is the gal who set us all up, because we had no clue what we were going to be doing. She went on the very first inaugural Disney cruise ever in 1998 in July.
You know, when the Disney Magic was finally christened, it was after 2 separate delays. And so her initial cruise cost so much, and then they said, we're going to cut the cost by 50%. And then they cut it by 50% again. And then they apologized profusely when she got on board. But the first cruise was an absolute disaster. There were no navigators handed out. They believed that, oh, it's Disney, everyone will know what's happening. They'll just pass on everything by word of mouth. There will be no problems like that. They learned very quickly where to make changes for the guest experience. and they just kept improving things.
Yeah,
So by the time we went on it, you know, it was a well-oiled machine. Everything's great.
yeah, it was 5 years later, and then, or no, 2005 was not quite 5 years. And then we went in January of 2008 with we got our good friends that we met at Disneyland. They wanted to go on their first cruise, but they didn't want to go alone. And they asked us if we wanted to go. And I'm like, yeah, great. And they wanted to do the Eastern Caribbean. And I said, wonderful. And they wanted to do a week cruise. They said the Magic. And I said, okay, if we're going to do the Magic, I want the exact same room. So we booked the exact same room on the Magic. And we had an amazing time. We met even people we remember 3 years ago that were still working on the ship. They remembered us.
And what was interesting is that having the same room, there's that muscle memory. So you know exactly where you're going.
We're creatures of habit. So that was really amazing. And then when we were working with them, I said, you know, it's your cruise. It's your 10th anniversary, wedding anniversary too, that year. And I said, you know, it's all about you. We've already done this. This is your first cruise. We'll let you guys book it. But I said, I have one strong convention is that if we can have a table for 4. She's like, oh, no, I think it'd be great to have a bunch of people. Well, on our first cruise on our table, because it was 2 of us, we said we could fit in anybody. We didn't really have great people. By halfway through, he and I were eating separate. We wanted to be just ourselves and just have dinners by ourselves. We didn't really have great people.
It's an interesting dynamic. It just depends on who is going to be sitting at your dining table. That can change everything. And because Disney does the rotational dining, you sit with the same people every night. It's just in a different dining room. And actually, I love the rotational dining.
Yeah, I think that was great. So when Victoria's like, okay, I'll give you that one thing. I said, no, if you could just please. And we explained it, and she totally got it. And we, befriended a couple of it. There was Becky, and there was a couple of other people. We ended up getting a bigger table kind of towards the end where it was 6 of us, because you can't help but make friends. The one thing about the cruising, it's very contagious, and people are very chatty because they're along the same lines of what you are and the thought process. So people really, get to know it. So that was ours. And then, we kind of took a break, but we would love to go back, and we want to do the dream class, like the Disney Dream, the Disney Fantasy
we definitely want to do another cruise.
Yeah. We've talked.
Yeah, we like the rotational dining also. We've always had a good group of people that we've been with, for dining. On the Magic, we had our friends, and then we were sat with another family, and we talked with them a little bit, not too much, but because they kind of did their own thing and we had our own thing, but we were all at the same table. But I think it's really magical that they do that. And especially the Rapunzel's Royal Table, that's an awesome experience to have. And we noticed that in other people's vlogs for that same restaurant, some of the same actors were there that we had, but then some of them weren't. And we're like, well, I think our actors for this person were better than this one and this one. But everybody has they rotate their actors and stuff.
If they watched our video, they would probably say theirs was better than ours.
And it's not their fault or anything. It's just we had our own experience and they had their experience. So we just thought some of ours were really funny with the things that they would say to us.
Elliot from the Royal Reviewer asked a question, but Elliot, we're going to hold off on that just a little bit. It's about a character, so we'll ask that after we ask him.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
That was our very first reason why that got us introduced, is because something happened like the Disneyland's 50th anniversary and they brought the cruise ship to California. What was your very first cruise, and what made you think, oh, let's go on a cruise?
We went
our first Disney cruise.
No, just cruise period, and then then go with the Disney cruise.
Well, yours wasn't. You were on the big red boat, but
that was
I wasn't there though. So
right. The big red boat.
Yeah. So
and you know what I have, because I like to be organized. I was going through my little like bookmarks, and here is my room card from the Premier Cruise Line back in. I went in 5/28/1993. So
yeah, take a look at the date on this.
May 28th. 2005. Oh, wow.
Oh, that's creepy.
This was the official cruise line of Walt Disney World before Disney Cruise Line was in existence. And then I found this. This is my Caribbean beach resort from 1994, which was the next year when we went back to Walt Disney World. So we combined on the first, my first cruise was, we went on the cruise and we went to Walt Disney World for the first time. That was me and my cousin. But we had always wanted to go on a Disney cruise. We didn't know if we were going to like it. I didn't know if Greg was going to like it. My first cruise, I got sick. I threw up so much. It was nasty, and I was in pain for the first night. And I knew for the next time I wasn't going to be like that. So I took Dramamine. I took these C-bands to wear.
And you put them on the right way.
I put them on the right way that time,
not
the
second
second time.
Facing outward.
But
it was an awesome time for my first cruise on Disney cruise.
The biggest disappointment is that it was a 3-night cruise because
yeah, you get your toes wet and you want more, but it's time to go home.
Yeah, you make friends, and then you have to say goodbye, and it was super quick that we had to do that. So that was the biggest disappointment on us in terms of what we had to deal with on that. But it made us want to be excited about it. But a little bit about the Disney ship set, because I know some people might not know a whole lot about them. As you said, the inaugural maiden voyage of the Disney Magic was 7/30/1998. It has 2,700 passengers and 950 crew. The horn, as you know, Disney likes to play music. The horn is When You Wish Upon the Star. And the godmother of it, because ships has a godmother or godfather, it is Patricia Disney, who is the former wife of Walt Disney's nephew, Roy E. Disney.
Oh, yeah. I did not know that.
Yeah. The second ship was a maiden voyage was a year later in August 15th of 1999. It's the Disney Wonder. So these are two part of the Disney, they call them the Disney Magic class. 2,400 passengers, so there's less on this one, and there is 950 for the crew. The godmother of it, which I think is interesting, is Tinkerbell. So they actually have a character as the godmother, and to me, Tinkerbell should be a villain, but that's another story for another day. In January 26, 2011, the new class, the Disney Dream class, came out with the Disney Dream. It has 4,000 passengers, and the crew is 1,458. So a lot bigger ship, almost 5,500 that can go on the ship. The horns, with them being more elaborate, the songs they play is When You Wish Upon a Star, A Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes, Be Our Guest, Hey Diddly Dee, An Actor's Life for Me, Do You Want to Build a Snowman, and It's a Small World.
I only remember hearing When You Wish Upon a Star and maybe A Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes.
Yeah, I don't think it, I don't know about Frozen. I don't remember them doing that. And then the godmother, interestingly enough, is Jennifer Hudson. So that's cool.
Jennifer Hudson.
Yeah, I think she did. She hit the.
She did. She christened.
She christened the ship.
And we looked at each other and we're like, "Why her?" Because I'm like, "Why did she hasn't really done much of Disney, did she?"
I didn't
associate. She's done any Disney.
No.
What made her? What publicist made her? And
she's got a great agent.
Yeah, because it was an American Idol thing at the time. It was really weird. It was like
the next godmother will be even more of a So the Disney Fantasy is the Disney fourth ship and the most recent one. It was maiden voyage was March 31st, 2012. It also has 4,000 passengers and the crew is 1,458. In addition to doing the other songs that we mentioned for the Dream, when they have special Star Wars events, because they do have Star Wars cruise. In fact, the cruise that we're going on is going to be Star Wars cruise. Some of the horns music they play is the Imperial March from Star Wars, as well as the Star Wars main title. So that's going to be interesting to hear that. And I don't know how they throw this in. They also, the horns can play New York, New York, that song. The fairy godmother is Mariah Carey. So,
okay.
In relation to Disney,
I don't know. How do they come up with, who does the reasoning of this type of thing? I mean, it should be people like Bette Midler. I mean, she's done at least 2 Disney things, you know, Hocus Pocus and Oliver and which I've never even seen that movie. I don't know why I haven't, but you know, get some people that have done Disney.
Yeah, I agree.
Those are
my
those
only
are
thing that I could think of is that Mariah Carey didn't like the fact that Jennifer Hudson was getting attention, so her agent said, "I have that ship."
Excuse me.
That's super thing. So when's your very first cruise? I know, Derek, you said you went in '93, but you guys that you started all this. What was the cruise that started it all?
The
In
Disney
2016. Hey, that rhymes.
Okay, so it was 2016 was your first cruise. And it
Yeah.
was the Disney 3-day cruise.
Yep.
Okay.
And then we went on our the Disney Magic in 2018 with a 5-night cruise. That was our friend's 50th birthday, so we went on that. And so the Bliss was actually our first 7-night cruise. So
Oh, wow.
We were very fortunate. Both cruises that we went on with Disney Magic were 7-night cruises, and even with that, we still wanted to stay on the ship. We did not want to leave.
what is your favorite port that you guys have been to?
Well, aside from Castaway Cay,
Yeah, Castaway Cay, I would have to say.
probably St. Thomas. Either St. Thomas, well, St. Thomas in the Eastern Caribbean. For the Mexican Riviera, definitely Mazatlan.
Yeah, Mazatlan was amazing.
We most people will get off the ship and do things like parasailing or snorkeling, whatever. I'm thinking, I can do that in California. Let me do something I can't do in Mazatlan, or only in Mazatlan. So we took a tour of Old Town Mazatlan. It was a nice walking tour, and we learned a lot about the city.
Yeah.
The lady that took us around on the tour used to live in America, but she took a trip to Mazatlan one time and said, "I'm home." She went back to America, packed up her things, moved to Mazatlan, and never looked back.
Wow, that's awesome.
Because there's the touristy, there's the island where it has all the big resorts and everything. And that's when people go to Mazatlan. That's the party area, and people stay at the resorts. They don't go into the really part of what made Mazatlan. So I would have to say that was the best part of our first cruise. And then, because it was Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlan, and Cabo San Lucas. And to me, Cabo, those other ones, Puerto Vallarta was more American-ish. But we did go into tequila. Our excursion was a tequila making factory out in the middle of nowhere. That was fun.
That was cool. But I do remember getting off the ship in Puerto Vallarta, and the host on the bus said, "Okay, everyone, I want you to take a look outside the right of the bus. That is the American Embassy." And it was a Walmart.
Giant Walmart.
Wow.
So those are our, so yeah, we could say we're veterans, but I'm like you, Gregory. I don't know if I could ever. Now, I can't say I won't. I'm very, very open, and I feel like I'm accommodating. But because his nephew got married in 2016, and they wanted to do a cruise, but they didn't want to go on a Disney one, but they wanted to do Alaska. And since we went through Perky, she said, really, the best one that's equivalent to Disney, or it gives you that upper class feel, is Princess. And Princess Cruise is supposed to be like one of the other status up there. They took an Alaskan Princess Cruise, and Jeff and Christy loved it. They said the cruise, the type, the ship. So we, Princess, I heard, is, up there. So, after you have Disney, you know what it is. It's kind of like, I want that, but it's really hard to peel me away. I mean, if I'm going to do good Disney cruises, I guess I'm a snob. But if there's something else, but I know you did it, and
I'm willing to try something else.
I guess it would have to be at the right time, right people, the right thing. I don't know. I'm kind of reluctant. I'm like Gregory. I don't know if I want to do it.
Well, someone in the chat just
Well,
said,
I'm
awesome.
gonna try Carnival, so that'll be fun. Hey,
Yeah.
Emmanuel, she just came on here. But we're going to do what are we gonna do, Jim? Is Jim here?
It takes a second for this to kick in. Where am I? There it is. Chat check. Sorry that took so long.
we're gonna do our chat check by More Sunshine, Please. An apple a day keeps your teeth one more day. That is the most horriblest one you wrote that last time we did that one. And Jim was like, what?
You have to say a little bit more energy than that.
I was like reading, I'm like, oh, not this one. I thought, okay, I'll just keep doing it.
All
So we have
The
Royal Reviewer. Guys, my fave Disney is Little Mermaid. Who is your favorite character? Mine's Ursula. So your favorite movie is Little Mermaid and your favorite character is Ursula, it sounds like. I like Ursula as one of my favorite villains. Her and Maleficent are probably my favorite villains, but Tigger would be my first favorite character, and then Stitch would be my second favorite. And we are on, well, I know what yours is.
Mine's to the right of me there on the wall, but it is
Scrooge McDuck.
Now, I love the comics. I'm not like obviously I don't have the money. I don't have a money bin. I might have a dust bin, but that's about it. His comics, I got into the Adventures of Scrooge comics, and that's what DuckTales was based on, but the comics are obviously so much more better than that. They're well written, they're based on history, and I just fell in love with the Scrooge character on it. So it's more of the adventure than him being a money greedy person who's trying to take over the world with money.
What's your guys' favorites?
Well, I'm without saying Mickey, because Mickey's our favorite. We have a room in the villa here dedicated to Mickey Mouse. But if we're looking at one of the movies, I'd probably say for me maybe Jiminy Cricket. I just identify with him.
That's good.
Yeah,
I've heard that one before.
I'm that conscience that just doesn't quit. I mean, I won't even go through a red light in the middle of the night. No one's around.
Oh yeah, Pollyanna here.
Well, sometimes they have cameras, so that's a good thing.
I just, being someone who liked Disney as an artist and being an artist myself, I always liked Mickey, because I know it's a cop-out, but as a little kid, I was one of those that was addicted to Mickey when I drew him and I was so artsy and liked Mickey, and then I guess it's sourced from Mickey. But a character that I can say resemble is just my favorite movie of all time would be Lion King. So I guess I would have to say
Simba.
Yeah. If I had a dog or a cat, I would name it Simba.
So you're probably looking forward to that live action one coming out. I think everybody's looking forward to that one.
Oh, I'm shaking.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
That's on my birthday.
It's on your birthday.
Awesome.
Disney Nerd Herders asked, is that Mickey behind you wearing an Indiana Jones hat?
No, he's wearing yes. I thought you meant the statue. I was going to say he's wearing a raincoat.
We got that through Etsy. We got that through Etsy, and Etsy does door magnets for the Disney cruise. So since we're explorers, we wanted to do like the Indiana Jones Explorers thing. So that's one of our magnets that we put up on our Disney cruise doors on it.
Yeah, that is one thing that we didn't know the first time we went on. You decorate your door. It's a big deal.
Yeah, this last one we really went all out with different ones.
That's
It's
another fun thing you can do on Disney cruises.
Yeah.
Disney Nerd Herders also asks, are there any cruises that you can check out Machu Picchu?
I think you have to
I don't
fly
know that
into
one.
that one. The one thing that we're looking forward to in Cozumel is it's the Chichen Itzu, one of the Mayan pyramids.
Chichen Itza? Yeah, you're right.
So that one is, I believe it's like a 6 or 8 hour, you have to take like a ferry boat to get across to somewhere, and then you go on a bus. We're definitely going to go through the cruise line when we book this. They stopped it for a little bit because of some of the problems that they were having, but I believe they're back on again. And that's one of the, I love pyramids. I've always wanted to see an authentic one. So when we go to Cozumel, that's one of the things we're going to invest in, even if it's a lot of money. That's one of my dream things that I wanted to do. Ruth Voorhees says,
Are you gonna, God. We're on the same brain length here. I want to know if you guys do a traditional saving tip. We save all of our dollars with our first initial and put away for spending money for our first initial?
Like when you make the down payment?
Okay. We just have like a spending limit. We kind of do our math and figure out what we can save every month.
He does it different than me.
Well, okay. So I have my own spending limit, I guess I'll say. And so I'll take like the amount that I have to pay and then split it like between from like, say it's now and then if it was due like next January or whatever, then I'll just divide it in between however many paychecks I get, and then I'll know how much I should save per paycheck. And that kind of gives me an idea of, how much I should be saving. If I go a little under, then I'll make up for it on the next one. Or if I go over, then I know I don't have to use it or save as much. So that's kind of how I kind of do it. How do you do it then?
I have two accounts. I have one,
Oh, yeah.
I have direct deposit. So every week I put $150 in my travel account. So it doesn't necessarily all go to the cruising one, but if we go somewhere in like to Disneyland or something, it's money that we can use for that. I get paid
Yeah.
weekly. So it could be anywhere from, 5 times a month at $150 that goes into it. So it works out for me where I can still afford to do that. And the other account pretty much pays for all
At
the
some
bills.
point, I might do that, but for now, this is what I kind of have to do.
How do you guys do that?
We are, well, just Disney at anything. We love Target, and we have the Target Red Card. And if it comes out of our checking account, and with the great thing about Disney and Target and their gift cards, use the Target Red Card is 5% off. And that 5% off on gift cards really adds up. So we buy and pay basically everything on gift cards at Target. So instead of...
when you're paying for Disney Cruise Line, you can just call them up and you can pay by gift card over the phone. They take it off, no problem. It records the payment on your account and you're good to go.
We bought our annual passes back in 2017 and we had a stack of Target, Disney gift cards. And whenever we go to Target, we're like, let's pick up 25 today or 50 or, 100. And, it might think trivial of 5% off. But when you realize it, that can be hundreds of dollars in the long run. And then you just, you work it out. So it's, being self-employed, we have to be very creative with our money because it's feast or famine. I have no consistency whatsoever. And then he's the one who has the most consistency. And, we do have a mortgage. So there is some investment involved. But I guess that's the biggest thing. And you just look at discounts. Talk to people who are in the cruise line industry. And Disney's always pushing something out.
And the interesting thing about Disney Cruise Line is when you go on board, I'm sure the other cruises are like this too, but when you go on board a Disney cruise, they are pushing everyone to book their next cruise. And if you book while you're on the cruise, they'll give you like 20% off or whatever, some kind of discount on your next cruise.
Well, Victoria got the Panama Canal and she would book it and then you only have so long. But the great thing about Disney is she booked it and they knew they were not going to make it. She booked it out again. And she booked it over like almost a year and a half in advance. She kept on pushing it as long as she put the down payment. And because at the time it was like a 30% off that cruise. It was huge. And then she paid it off all on on the Disney gift cards that she got from Target. So she said that cruise was one of her cheapest cruise she ever did. And then she also likes staying inside the bowels of the ship where it's in the, the cheapo one because she wants to run around.
Their theory is that we're on the ship to have fun, not sit in our room.
You can save a lot of money doing it that way. We also had RobFuz, our power channel here. Welcome. And we have Brandy and Dave came in. Congratulations, guys, on just getting your 1,000 subscribers. So great job.
Shep family.
Yep.
Mary Ellen Shaw, I think, also.
Oh, welcome.
I didn't know that they actually gave you 5% off of a gift card because you would think if you're putting like 25 on and you're getting 5% off, would you really still be putting $25 on there? I guess that didn't make sense to me at first, but
No, and you're literally paying. You're getting $25. It's just you're only paying 20. What is it?
$23.75.
You're only paying $23.75 for that $25.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
So yeah, Target is our friend. So I'm like, anything that we want, what gift card do we want? We get 5% off. Like Chipotle. So we'll pick up a different gift cards, and again, that all really, really adds up, and it really helps you control some of your spending.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to have that card, but I never thought of doing that for gift cards. So that's a smart idea, actually. If you're gonna buy in bulk like that, it does add up.
Yeah.
So and for kinds of pricing, if people are wondering, because they do see Disney's as an expensive cruise line, which it is. We always say you're paying for what you're getting. Just to kind of compare some of our recent cruises, we went on a group cruise on the Norwegian Bliss, so the rate was lower. A 7-night cruise. It was $3,000 for a 7-night cruise. On the Escape, if we kind of wrote, because we're going with my mom. We didn't want her to pay a price on her own, but if it was just Greg and I cruising, it would have been $3,200, basically $3,300 for 7 nights. On the Disney Fantasy, that has changed, but that one is $4,300. So it's about $1,000 more. But to kind of compare and I think that's more because of when we're going. We've been on it before where if we would have gone in April, the same cruise that we're going on would have been less expensive than the 5-night Magic cruise that we went on in March. So it definitely depends on what season you goes to. We would have saved about $500 by going on a 7-night cruise in a certain period in April compared to that one that we went on. So depending on when you go, you can find it at different times. It just matters when you're able to go on it. So it can vary. In fact, our original one that we were going in November was $4,000. So by the fact that we're going in February, it jumped up $300. You do get, if you put $200 down or $250 down, it was that's pretty much your down payment on your next cruise. You just have to pay it a little bit, and then you get 10% off for the most part on your next one. And they give you a stateroom credit. We had $200 because we went 7 nights or more. So basically, you can use that $200 for whatever expensive you're doing. If it's drinks, if it's excursions, it hits your bill at the end of it. So there are some advantages for booking your ship well on it. One of the things we liked about the Disney ship is that you don't feel like you're nickel and dimes. For example, really, there is no alcohol, you have to pay for alcohol, and they're not really that expensive. They do have a drink of a day, which DisLyfeOfOurs was saying was like $5 a day. I don't remember that. We just ordered whatever we wanted. But there's 2 on the Fantasy and the Dream. There's 2 additional restaurants you can pay for. On the Magic and the Wonder, there's 1 additional restaurant you can pay for. Other than that, it's all included. So you really don't have to. What you're seeing is what you get when you book Disney. But like on our Norwegian Bliss, we had to pay for 3. They have a lot more specialty restaurants. We had to pay for the go-karts. We had to pay for the laser tag. There's just a lot more that you have to compare. And when we go on our next cruise on the Escape, we're going to track it to see how much we're spending, to see what we paid for at the beginning to what it looks like at the end. And then we're also going to do the same on the Disney Fantasy to kind of compare what really is the cost difference between the Escape. Because we are actually on the Escape, we're going to 4 different places, and we have excursions booked on all of them. That was one of our free at sea things that we booked on it. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how that looks like. Kelly Hassan, welcome. She asked, do they have gift cards for Royal Caribbean? That I don't know. Is there anyone in there in the...
I've never seen gift cards for Royal Caribbean at Target.
No.
I've seen Carnival.
I think I've seen Carnival.
I think we did, or did I see Princess once?
We may have seen Princess, but it's been a while since I've checked for other cruise lines.
You have to haunt your local Target and walk around the perimeter of the store, the cash registers, and then by the greeting cards area, there's going to be an end cap of one of the aisles, and it's going to be just scads of gift cards. And if you use your red card, all those gift cards are all 5% off. So, that is one of those things. If you want to buy stuff on eBay, buy an eBay gift card. You only, we got 5% off, and then use that to control your eBay habit when you type in Disney cruise merchandise. Yes, I've done that. So don't look at eBay for Disney memorabilia, but just go to all. No Targets are the same. I mean, different neighborhoods for us have stuff than other. So travel to Target, and you'll be amazed what gift cards are for. And you're like, I could be saving money on all this because I buy this stuff normally. So why not buy it in advance through Target, get 5% off, and then use it. And then that way you always control that. So gift cards are our friend.
Disney Nerd Herder said, are those prices each person or per room? So that would be per room. So like when I said the cost for a trip on the Fantasy is $4,300, that's for the room. The $3,000 for the Bliss, that would have been for the room. So $1,500 basically for each of us is what it would.
And just remember, all your food is included.
Yes.
Unless it's a separate restaurant.
Yeah, if you go to Apollo. Yeah, I agree that you want to really watch.
And if you're really thinking about it, I recommend Apollo. Just make sure you make a reservation ahead of time.
Yeah, the booking process for Disney was a lot different than the booking process for Norwegian. There were some things you couldn't book online for Norwegian. For Disney, once you paid your final payment and the cruise was paid for, you could go onto their website and you can book anything that you wanted. So you couldn't do your show times. Show times are free. You would just have to, it's first come, first serve for that. But you could even do your character meet and greets. You could do that. But if anything you want to do, like excursion wise, you could book online in Disney. When we went on the Bliss, we could do some of it, but we had to book like our what was it? The go-karts we had to do, comedy show, the laser tag. We had to book as soon as we went on the ship, which we made a run to one of the places.
Which I didn't enjoy that at all.
It was a social is where we went to do that. And so a little bit different experience. I like the way Disney did it. It seemed a lot, you're on vacation, you shouldn't have to feel you have to, stress out and rush somewhere to get it done.
I also don't like that if your cruise is like August and you have to pay it by, February, March, or April, that's a long ways away from your cruise. So I think they should give you a little bit more time to pay off your cruise.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems like it's a very short time span.
They went from 90 days to 120 days.
You have to pay it off? Is that Disney or is that these other ones?
They're doing the Disney switch to that because we had, when we booked our original Disney cruise, our payment was like in September or something like that. We were going in December. Wow. And we moved that ship date around a few times. But then when we moved it to November, our payment was in July. So it from September, we moved it up a month, but it jumped 2 months in advance. So and then when we went back to February, it's still our final payment is in October.
Wow, 120 days.
So you book these cruise years out, but in theory, you have to pay it off super quick. Yeah, I can't remember. I think ours was.
It's been so long, maybe 60 days at the time.
It was because we went in the end of May. I think we paid it off in.
I think it was March. I think it was March that we paid it off.
March. I think it was 60
So
days.
Yeah, things have definitely changed.
But that was 2005. So
what's the way they can guarantee that they have money coming into them without it being canceled?
I don't think they have to worry about money anytime soon. This is Disney we're talking about, but
same thing on it too. So it's not just Disney that's been doing it.
Yeah.
Well, and we've been going for quite a while. We've been an hour, minutes.
Yes.
I didn't realize it was this late.
Yeah.
It's fine.
If you guys didn't we are going to be on your show tomorrow. And
yes.
Well, I would hope that they realize that. All of our viewers didn't know that, though.
So let all the viewers know, we are going to be hosting D&G Explorers on Pepper Tree Villa tomorrow night on PTV Live.
We hope we're going to be crashing your show, basically. You don't know.
Yeah.
So your shows is it 10 o'clock Eastern?
10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. And Jim, if you're still there, you are welcome to crash tomorrow night as well.
Yeah.
And our topic for tomorrow will be what?
Tomorrow we're going to be discussing Disneyland and milestones throughout its history. So everything beginning from 1955 going forward.
Why are you raising it like
Jim,
like oh type of thing?
Jim,
Are we doing this?
we're doing this.
Oh my god.
Check.
He just likes to hold the shirt up, that's all. Go ahead and say you're saying there.
Oh, sorry. I don't know why I'm covering it.
What are you?
There you go.
Brought to you by sunshine, please. More sunshine, please. Taste the rainbow.
You gotta come up with some new ones.
Dilly dilly.
Yeah.
What people are saying as we get ready to leave here. Jim, as always, thank you for your help and always
Yes,
having
thank
fun with
you.
us.
Yeah, thank you, Jim. You're very kind.
Robert from Life with Favors said Chichen Itza is amazing. Also look for Tulum. It is on the coast and spectacular. So that's good to know.
Yeah.
And my chat froze up. Oh, here we go.
Life with Favor also said that they did not like the reservation system. I think is their wording that they said, because they were on the Bliss as well. Yeah, I can't get their exact wording, but that's what they were saying. They didn't like how. Oh, one of the things we didn't like about the Bliss was the reservation system. Okay, yeah. So, I mean, the Bliss was a nice ship and everything. It's just some things. I hope they change how they do certain things, I guess. So
Everyone's going to be a little bit different. We
Yeah.
also have people coming in that we didn't recognize yet. Scott's actually starting to do some movies. I believe he's on Holland of America. I started watching some of them. Scott, if I'm wrong, I know you're pretty new to the vlogging, so definitely check him out. We have Diane Rich, so welcome. She was talking about, I can't find it now, but it was talking about the cost between the Disney and the Bliss. Yeah, the Bliss was cheaper, but I wish I would have really itemized everything we did. So we're going to do that on the future cruises, because I think it's good to compare to see how much closer they might be. You Per Wisdom videos, thank you so much for coming up. Zippity Doodad, thank you also. And you guys, anything else that you want to add? Jim, we'll start with you. Always fun to have you on our show. And you did your show today, a makeup show from yesterday. And anything you want to add?
The only thing I want to add is I just saw in the chat that Zippity Doodad says he just burped. And as everybody knows, every burp on the internet is brought to you by D&G Explorers. D&G Explorers, good.
That's not that one, but
Wow. All right, and Jim, how do you like to end your show?
Can I get some more sunshine, please?
you need to go on a Disney cruise sometime soon, Jim. You and your family, it's a lot of fun.
All right, Pepper Tree, how do you just some of the a little bit about your show, a little about tonight, anything you guys want to say, and then how do you end your show?
Well, thank you so much, first of all, for having us. It was great fun sharing this time.
Yeah, it's good to talk about this, because sometimes you feel isolated because you're like the only geeks out there. But, introducing you're just like, let's do this together. And I'm like, great idea. But we just like to do a question a day. We like to get people engaged if they want to know more about what we talked about with the cruises, or we ask other people, hey, what is your favorite thing that you've eaten or done, or person that's memorial, and then sign off.
And then after we've asked the question for the question of the week, then we'll just say, and let's see, remember, adventure is out there.
That's a good one. And then just really quick, Busy Mama Perino was in.
Welcome.
She said, sorry I missed Jim's and y'all's live tonight. Baseball has taken over my life in caps, so we understand. Everybody has their own life and everything. So when you get a chance, if you want to watch our channel's playbacks and things for more Sunshine Please and us, we appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A little bit about us. We just finished our Norwegian Bliss daily vlogs. Boo hoo. We are going to do a couple of fun things. Don't know how long it's going to take, but we are going to compare our first round SmackDown between Disney and Norwegian. So that's going to be fun. And we have a couple of other things planned for the Norwegian Bliss. And then we're going to say goodbye to her for now, unless something comes up with her in the future. But so that's kind of in the horizon. We actually are going to Disneyland Resort with the clarity of resort, not the parks.
Well, we're not going to the parks. We're just watching Disney on this weekend.
So we are going to meet some friends there. Another YouTube channel that is. We're going to make it a surprise to meet them down there. So we have a couple of fun things planned to meet them. We're just there for Saturday, and then we're going to head back home. So and then we have D23 where we get to meet Jim. We're going to pick him up at the airport with another friend of ours. We get to hang out with them.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, and then you guys are going to come down there and meet us too. So we are looking forward to that. And we're going to meet you guys in person. So we talked about meeting in the Turlock area. So I have a restaurant that
Oh my gosh, I already know what you're going to say.
It's the Mexican restaurant.
Los Consuelos, I think.
Casaderos or something.
Yeah, something like that.
And
they have food. I'm down with that.
They have like this huge.
It's such a favorite restaurant. We don't even know what the name is.
Huge drink. I mean, huge, like the size of my head.
You don't need that.
Dilly.
That's way too. That's like
indeed.
Oh,
right.
yeah, that sounds great because we could have a place that we could just kind of like hang out and just talk because we have a lot of great stories to share. So yeah, we'll get that on the schedule. We have a family excursion Father's Day weekend, and what we want to do on one of our days is we're going to go Sunday on Father's Day. We're going to go to resort, just hang out in downtown Disney on Sunday, and then we're going to be hanging out all day. As we do go to the other dark side at times, as we're going to do Knott's Berry Farm on Monday as a family on his side. So Monday's going to be Knott's Berry Farm, and then we're traveling back on Tuesday. So it's a weekend getaway, but it's mostly we're going to be with family. It's not about us. We're not driving. We're going to be with other people, but so it'll
just be a lot of family fun. Nice road trip.
Yeah, so that will be on Father's Day weekend. But other than that, we're pretty much free, good to go the rest of the month.
We are looking forward to tomorrow. We, as we were doing our test feed yesterday and just discussing things, we have so much similar things that we've experienced. And so tomorrow's show, hey, another Burke brought to you by D&G Explorers.
We need the Barney, the Simpson,
burping. But you see, there's Jim. That's what Jim's for.
That thing that he just belches and goes, blah.
Oh, it's right here. Here it is.
There it is.
Yeah, but we need that sound of him burping all the time.
D&G Explorers brought to you by D&G Explorers. The quicker picker up.
What?
I have no idea. All right, guys. I can't wait for tomorrow. It should be fun.
Okay, thank you.
Great.
Our show
Thank
tonight.
you, everybody, for watching us.
Yeah, you guys enjoy. And as we like to end our show, as Walt Disney says,
we are just getting started.
See you tomorrow, Explorers.
Have a nice night.
Come on over to Pepper Tree Villa. We'll
tomorrow.
see you guys.
Bye-bye, everybody. Good night.
Night.